was great. Nice little mental and physical rest before the grind ahead.
Did you have any
Nope.
It's the best thing you watched, played, did.
I didn't watch a ton. I just watched a lot of football.
What stat means the most to you when you're evaluating your game, Joe? If you even look at stats closely, if there's one or two that stick out to you about performance?
Yeah, I definitely look at it because at the end of the day, that's, you're judged off of wins and losses, but you're also judged off of statistically how good you are. It's just kind of, I would say I just look at the overall. Completion percentage has always been a big one for me. I feel like that's where I should be the best. But you just look at the overall body of work, I would say.
That's just looking at the numbers, that's really risen in the last 4 weeks, above 75%. Is that kind of where you want to be, or is there?
Yeah, I feel like that's where I should be. I should be, top 1 or 2 in the league every year at that, as accurate as I am. And I feel like I should be 70, 72, 73 just about every year.
Third down in fourth quarter, a couple of big barometers for, money time for quarterbacks. You're real high, across the board statistically there on third down in the fourth quarter. Is that something that you look at as well?
Yeah, you got to be good on third down. I haven't looked at those stats. I feel like, we've been really good on third down all year. I think we're probably top 5 in the league. I haven't looked at the stats, like I said, but every game it feels like we come up with a really good plan for third down. So you got to give credit to Coach Pitch, and then we go out and execute.
How did the first Pittsburgh game and to some extent the Dallas game kind of make you reevaluate a little bit of the way that you had to play this year, and how has that kind of changed you? Maybe even are a little bit going to play them a second time.
Yeah, I don't know if it changed the way that I play. It just kind of reminded me how to win games. You have to treat each game individually. You can't go out and just have a stock performance each week. Every game requires something different of you to go out and get the win. And I think we've been really good at that the last 5 to 7 games.
How are you maybe today most different from the way you were in week 1 going to face Pittsburgh?
Just healthier, one. I'm not coming off of an appendix surgery, and I'm just going to be smarter with the ball. I'm not going to throw 4 interceptions. That's an outlier for me, so that's my plan going in.
Did you have any advice for Meek on how to recover from an appendix?
Maybe wait just another extra week.
How do you neutralize, or I guess maybe scheme against a guy like T.J. Watt, or excellent edge rusher in this league? How can you best kind of avoid him, if you will?
Yeah, you gotta get the ball out quickly, but he's one of probably the only guy in the league that you have to worry about when you do get the ball out quickly, because he's really good at reading the quarterback's drop through the tackles and understanding when you're trying to throw the ball quickly. And you saw in the first game he got an interception just based off of reading my feet and getting his hands up in the passing lane. So you gotta help him with tight ends and running backs, and help him by me getting the ball out quickly. And then you can't help on every play. Sometimes you're just gonna have to block him, and that's how the game is. But he's one of the premier guys in the league that really takes a lot of time and effort to game plan against.
You think some of the ways that you've grown and even adjusted in the past weeks can kind of help scheme against what he does and what he's so great at?
You're never gonna shut him down. You're never gonna take that away. He's too good of a player. He's too impactful in the run game, pass game, all of the above. So you can minimize it, but you can't shut him down.
Zach praised your ability to extend plays, and kind of when things don't have a good look, you still find a way to kind of make something good happen. And you look at your numbers outside of the pocket. Is that something that maybe you wanted to work on, or how cognizant are you on kind of working on your ability when plays break down throughout training and whatnot?
I think where I've got better is understanding the times when I can do that. It's just based off of situational football. Maybe we need a spark, and something like that can create some momentum for the offense, and then maybe we're playing really well and we're running the ball great and completing balls quickly, and that's not what's required of me at the time. And so I think I'm just getting better of understanding when I can and can't do that.
What's the best way to kind of get that feel, or how did you kind of figure out that feel?
Just reps, playing more football, understanding what's, like I said earlier, what's required of me game to game, series to series, play to play.
Obviously, the coaching staff self-scouts during the bye. Do you do any of that personally?
A little, not too much. I try to get away from football for the most part.
I know the 0-3 start in the division isn't ideal or what you guys were hoping for, but is that still the number one goal for the team, is to try and win the division?
Yeah, that's always the goal. It's right there for us. You know, we're a game out of first place, and so we got to go and get this one, and then we'll take it from there.
How do you feel about where the offense is at through 9 weeks?
Really happy with where we're at. You know, we've had a couple games that are not up to our standards, but I think if you look at the overall stats, we're top 5, top 10 in just about every category. And so we have a lot of room to get better, but I think, when people are saying that you're not playing great and you're top 5, top 10 in all those stats, I think that's a good spot to be in.
Is it bottling that up and just doing it every week? And I know that's much
Yeah, it's just being consistent. We've had, like I said, 2, 3, 4 games that are not up to our standard, and then we've had some that are, we're scoring just about every time we touch the ball. And so it's just being more consistent.
Going back to what you were saying about maybe taking another week after the appendix surgery, did we, because it's such a normal surgery that a lot of people have, maybe not realize just how difficult it was for you to come back for that? And do you wish that you did take another week?
No, I don't wish I took another week. I was healthy enough to go out there and play. I just didn't play the way that I needed to win that game.
Joe, how much excitement is there for what Zach said is going to feel like a playoff stretch for you guys? These final 8 games where you have a lot of have-to-have games. Is there excitement for you around this stretch and just kind of being able to go take it? Yeah,
we're excited about the opportunity ahead of us. Fortunately, we've been in this spot before, and we came out on top, and so we have the experience to go out there and do it. We know what it's going to take. We have guys that understand the kind of work that we're going to have to put in and the kind of discipline and preparation that we're going to have to go out there and execute.
Are there ways that games in the second half of the season feel different than games in the first half of the season?
It's colder, one, but yeah, they do. Just because everyone is kind of settled into what they do on offense and defense. Everybody knows who they are, and when what you see on film is, for the most part, what you're going to get. And so when you go out there, you're able to play a little faster.
It's your preparation, not only on game day, the focus right before the game, the displays are sharp and all, but all throughout the week. Is your preparation like clockwork? I mean, you want it a certain way, you don't want to deviate anything if you possibly can during the course of the week and how you prepare?
Yeah, for the most part, and I think what we're really good at as a team is we know when we have to lock in and when we can kind of goof around and have fun with each other. We're really good at, at one point in practice, maybe there's a little water break and you start cracking jokes, but then when it's time to go in a team period or a group install, then, everyone's locked in and, talking about leverages and coverages and what we expect. So I think we have veteran guys that understand when to do that, both on the field, in meetings, in the locker room, and all that.
You never, go ahead.
Go ahead.
You never want to find out, but what have you learned about this offense's ability and your ability to play without Jamar?
Yeah, I mean, we've had 2 games so far, one not good and one really good. So I think we have the guys out there to go and execute the way we need to. Really good defense ahead of us, so we're excited about the opportunity, and then we'll see when Jamar comes back.
Is there a sense of urgency going into this week, this year coming out of the bye? I feel kind of the same like it was last year coming out?
Yeah, same as last year. 5-4, everything ahead of us. So, we know what we have to go do, and we got to get the win this week, and we'll go from there.
I mean, is that kind of, last year you had that 2-game win streak coming out of the bye to kind of set the tone for the rest of the year? I mean, how important is that to not just build a good game this week, but build multiple weeks of good momentum given the race y'all are in?
Yeah, that's critical. You got to go out and get wins at this point. You can't throw any games away. Every game matters, so we got to go out and get it.
What do you remember about the game in Pittsburgh last year? the way it unfolded. It has no bearing on this year's game, but you know what you're getting into with that crowd and that location.
Yeah, that's always a fun place to play. This late in the year, I know the weather is going to be cold and windy, just like you like it in the AFC North. So it's going to be a fun environment.
Joe, when you're in a bye week and you're able to watch a lot of other games, what do you gain from that? Are you analytic in how you watch? Do you kind of scout who you might be playing later in the year? Do you look at other quarterbacks and, hey, maybe I could pick up something from that?
Yeah, a little bit of all of what you just said. You sit back and enjoy it as a fan. You kind of look at the overall big picture of each game that you watch and understand how teams win. And then you watch quarterbacks and you watch, like you said, teams that you're going to play later in the year, trying to get a feeling of how they play. So you were spot on.
That Justin Jefferson's pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I think my receiving core in college was pretty solid.
So you were pretty adamant after the Carolina game about how important the running game was and what would happen if you run it like that. Where do you think Mixon is? Where do you think the running game is? And I'm wondering if, the game you watched on Sunday, if that kind of crossed your mind at all, the running game.
Yeah, we got to build on that momentum. We ran the ball great on, I guess that was 2 weeks ago now, but it's just one game, so we got to build on that. I know the coaching staff is really excited about the plan, so am I, and Joe's looking to build on that momentum from that week, and so we got to keep that going. That's just going to open up more for us.
Were you watching the Vikings-Bills game live?
I was, yeah.
What was your reaction like when you saw that play from Justin?
I've seen it before. It's nothing I didn't expect, to be honest.
But surely not to that level, though.
I mean, yeah, it was an incredible play, but I wouldn't say it surprised me.
There's been a lot of talk about the slip fill turf in the league. Do you notice when you're on a different type of turf, and would you like to see it be more, universal and the same across the league? Yeah,
you do notice the field quality. That's the first thing you notice when you walk out there. It kind of changes the cleats you wear, changes how you cut, how you run routes, all of the above. So I think having a universal turf would be a great thing for us as players. I don't know the stats on injuries or anything based off of the playing surface. I personally like playing on turf, but I do wish that each stadium had the same turf.
Why do you like playing on turf?
I don't know, just feels faster to me.